attacks are personal, oftentimes amazingly juvenile, and in our fourth story in the countdown, the poor me conservative flank also seems to be exceedingly angry about Judge Sotomayor's nomination to the Supreme Court regarding her life story, for instance. John Derbyshire of National Review Online, responding to a reader making a similar gripe, writes this: I get mighty annoyed by the unspoken implication in a lot of commentary that anyone not a member of a protected minority must have grown up in a 12-bedroom lakeside mansion and been chauffeured off to prep school with a silver spoon in his mouth. Judge Sotomayor was raised in public housing, so was I. Her mother was a nurse working late shifts, so was mine. When did white working poor people disappear off the face of the earth? Where are the eager listeners to their compelling stories? Well, maybe if you'd faced racism and taunting and you'd become a lawyer and a judge and been nominated to the Supreme Court, they'd be listening. Instead, you overcame semi-adversity to become a blogger. Let's bring in MSNBC political analyst, Huffington Post contributor Lawrence O'Donnell. Lawrence, good evening.
Good to be with you, Keith.
The opposition is not tough to figure. It's not even inappropriate in this case, but it's this personal venom. Those who are using it, do we have any idea what they see as the best possible result of using it?
Well, so far, none of them have votes on the Judiciary Committee. And so this is really, in Rush's case, obviously, it's about audience maintenance and audience building in a period that's difficult for him. So his approach has nothing to do with actually trying to be effective. Newt Gingrich is trying to position himself as the heir to the right-wing base in the Republican Party for a presidential run, which already seems ill-fated right from the start. So there's what you don't find in the noisy, screaming opposition at this point is anyone who has any serious input as to what the outcome is going to be. And by the way, Rush's own prediction every day about what the outcome is going to be is that she is effortlessly going to be confirmed.
Does playing this kind of race card, gender card, help Republicans next year by painting Obama as a sort of a clearinghouse for minorities and a minority-favoring president, setting some sort of stage for what maybe they hope are a lot of scared white people, to put it bluntly, in 2010, in 2012?
Well, scared white people, which was code-worded as the Southern strategy in the Republican Party, invented by Richard Nixon and pushed by Pat Buchanan and the Nixon crowd, is something that they firmly believed worked for them at that time and worked for them going through the 70s and into the 80s, into the Reagan election. They have now come up against, if they want to try to continue to use this strategy, they've come up against the greatest politician in the television age. Barack Obama is the best politician we have seen since the invention of television. The notion that you could make that old-fashioned strategy work against someone like him, who's about 10 times smarter than all the strategists combined who've worked on that Southern strategy, is absolutely ridiculous. He's not going to stand there in one position waiting to get hit with these labels by those people.
When we watch the actual confirmation hearings, you'll see the Republican senators obviously will be the picture of propriety. We heard some of that from John Cornyn today, who seemingly sincerely attacked Gingrich and Limbaugh. But is the plan let the non-elected people talk about the race and the divisiveness so the senators can say, oh, no, we didn't do anything. We tried to stop this?
I really think Cornyn has a problem. I don't think he likes the idea that these people are out there doing this. He has to raise money for Republican candidates. He has to get Republican candidates elected. Anyone who's in the business of getting Republican candidates elected does not like the noise that's being made against this nominee. What we're going to see in the hearings, Keith, in a certain way, is the invisible hand of Daniel Patrick Moynihan, who chose Judge Sotomayor in the first place. In 1992, I was working for Senator Moynihan at the time when she came into the office, and he met her for the very first time. And what he saw then was someone he could actually get confirmed and approved by a Republican president in the middle of the Republican president's re-election campaign, because she was so powerful a candidate and because she was going to hold her own so well in the confirmation process, which she has now done twice. She will deliver a stellar performance in that hearing room, and the criticism will fall apart.
So party moderates are trying to expand this party. Limbaugh and others yell louder. What is the future of the Republican Party if everybody wakes up on Monday and there wasn't some sort of great cosmic interruption of the time-space continuum, and it is not on Monday morning the year 1952 again?
They're lost, Keith. Every once in a while, these parties get lost. The Democrats got lost and wiped out in 1994 in the congressional elections. And believe me, I was working in the Senate at that time, and we kind of looked up and didn't know where we were. What happened was impossible. The election of Barack Obama was impossible, according to all Republican calculations involving any kind of electoral politics that they understood. They do not know where to go from here, and he is continuing to deliver things that they can't figure out how to counter. The Sotomayor nomination is perhaps the most perfect thing he has set up for them to destroy themselves over if they want to continue to make the kinds of noises, ugly noises, that people in their party have been allowed to make about this.
Lawrence O'Donnell of MSNBC and the Huffington Post. Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Keith.